Rabbi said today is Yud Ches Chai Elul B'Hashem Yisbarach. We are on Daf Chav Ches Amud Aleph of Maseches Pesachim, and the Gemara had left us off at the bottom of Daf Chav Zayin Amud Beis, discussing the proof. The proof that Rabbi Yehuda is trying to prove that Bir Chametz requires Shreifa, and we try to prove it from a number of different Mamekim so far. So far, they have been rejected by the Chachamim. We got to the bottom of Chav Zayin Beis, where the Gemara had suggested, Rabbi Yehuda had suggested that maybe you could learn from the chelev of the shar from the shar haniskal, and they responded to him. Amr lo chel shar haniskal yechiach she'as ba'achila. The chelev of shar haniskal is also to eat, and it is also in hana, and the onish is kares, and it does not need sreifa, which seems to be a dead giveaway that not everything that is also ba'achila b'hana and has an onish kares is going to need to be burnt. Says the Gemara, the Chav Ches Amud Aleph, that Rabbi Yehuda responds, Chazar Rabbi Yehuda. So Rabbi Yehuda went back, V'danai din acher, and he made the following argument: Noisar yeshna bebal teisiru. With regards to Noisar, there is an isur of leaving it over until the next day. V'chametz bebal teisiru, and chametz is also has an isur. Leaving it over the next day. That's a very different isur. It's not an isur of not leaving it over because you need to eat it. It's an isur that you're not allowed to own. That's called bayir al bal yumatze. But practically speaking, it means the same thing. You're not allowed to have it the next day. Ma noiser b'shreifa, chametz b'shreifa. Noiser has shreifa, and chametz should have shreifa. They both need to be burnt. Amrullah, they said to him, Nah, asham talui v'chatas ha'oif ha'ba'al ha'safik. What about an asham talui? An asham talui is a garment that a person brings out of a sense of doubt, and chatas ha'oif, and the chatas of a bird that comes as a result of a suffix, meaning both of these cases are cases where a covenant is brought on a suffix. L'dvarecha yechichu, according to you, they should prove shehein bevalta that they both have an isur of Naisar. We said that they're supposed to be burnt. And you say, you're the one that says that it should be burnt. Meaning, according to you, you said they should be buried. And according to you, you said they should be buried. But according to your argument that you've been making so far, which is also a din of Naisar, they should be burnt and not buried. Rashi here points out, so Rashi says, Asham Talikai. We're talking about an Asham Tali. The Ka'amar Rabbi Yehuda Yikaver. Rabbi Yehuda holds that an Asham Tali needs to be buried. Va'afal gav shenoisem imenu also ba'achilu v'hana va'onish karis v'hu b'val ta'isiru. Even though all of the requirements that he said so far are all applicable to this thing called Asham Tali. Says the Gemara, Shasak Rabbi Yehuda. Rabbi Yehuda was silent. He was unable to respond to that. Amar Rav Yosef, Rav Yosef then says, this is what people say, Kafa de chata nagara. The ladle or the spoon that the artist himself has hollowed out, Bigavan Yisrav Chardala, is the same spoon that he burns his mustard. Meaning, through all of the arguments of Rabbi Yehuda, he got to a place that he was unable to respond. Rashi here points out, this is Kaf Bazach Shechakak Ha'uman B'Seicha Yisref Es Lishaynai. So what the Gemara says that he burns his mustard means he burns his tongue. Meaning he's going to burn himself with the hot mustard. Alternatively, the way to say this is Yisref. But practically the idea is that he undid his own argument. Amar Abaya says Sadna besadni Yosef, the carpenter that made that made the clamps, midval yade mishtalim, that made the clamps to go around the prisoner's legs. Midvil yade mishtalim is getting paid through his own handiwork. Another mashal to say roughly the same thing. And Rav Amar says Giyara Begiri Miktal, that the arrow maker is killed by his own arrows. Midvil Yadi Mishtalim, he's being paid for his own for his the work of his own hands. Meaning, all three of these are arguments to say that through your own discussions and your own words, you are getting paid back. Meaning that Rabbi Yehuda, through his own argumentation, got to the point that he himself was inconsistent. The Chachamim say, meaning Rabbi Yehuda says that you have to burn the chametz, which clearly we don't pass on that, because Rabbi Yehuda was defeated in that argument. The Chachamim say that a person can winnow the chametz, break it up into little crumbs, toss it in the air, and that is zoreh, and the wind will blow it away. Says the Gemara, they asked them, are the Chacham saying that you should throw it into the wind, and you can toss it into the sea? Does it mean that when you throw it into the wind, you have to break it up, but you can throw it into the sea as is? Meaning, you have to take the time to break up your chametz before you toss it into the sea. Says the Gemara, Utnan nami gabe avodah zara, and the same idea was taught with regards to avodah zara. Ki hai gavna, with regards to the same thing. Rabbi Yossi says, Sheichek v'zoyre laruach omat alayam, that you can break up your avodah zara, not the avodah zara that you're getting rid of, v'zoyre layam, and toss it into the sea. V'zoyre laruach, toss it into the wind, or mat alayam, or toss it into the sea. V'bailahu, and they asked him, what exactly is he saying here? Do you have to break it up when you throw it into the sea? Or maybe you can toss it into the sea as is, you don't need to break it up. Same question. Rabba says, with regards to what we're talking about, avodah zara, we're not just stam tossing it into AC, we are tossing it into the Yam HaMelech. The Yam HaMelech, throughout the Mishnayos, throughout Shas, the way that you get rid of something by tossing into the Yam HaMelech is because the Yam HaMelech is going to destroy it completely. She says, that does not need you to break it up. Chametz l'shar naris ka'azel by pira. Chametz, which you're not throwing into the Yam HaMelech, you're throwing it into any other body of water, that needs to be broken up. So Rav Yosef, they said to Rav Yosef, Adrab, on the contrary, the opposite is makes sense. Avodah zara that doesn't dissolve in water. It's made of wood. It's made of stone. By schika, that needs to be ground up before tossing it into a sea. Chametz the memis, chametz, which is something that's going to break up, it's going to dissolve in water. You don't need then to break that up beforehand. Says the Gemara, Tani Kavasa the Rav Yosef. You have braces that go both according to Rabba and according to Rav Yosef. Tani Kavasa the Rabba, you have a brace that goes like Rabba. If a person is walking in the desert, he breaks it up and throws it into the wind. If he was going on a boat, he breaks it up and throws it into the sea. Tiny Kavasa the Rav Yosef, and you have a bracelet that goes like Rav Yosef as well. If a person's walking in the desert, he breaks it up to the wind. If he's going by boats, he's going to break it up and throw it into the sea. So we say schika kasha l'Rabba, peru kasha l'Rav Yosef. So schika, crushing, it doesn't make sense according to Rabba, and peru, and breaking them into pieces, it doesn't make sense according to Rav Yosef. Says the Gemara, answering for both of them. Crushing doesn't is not a problem according to Rabbi. He says no. One is the Yam HaMelech, and one is other rivers. Pirul Rav Yosef like kasha. According to Rav Yosef, breaking up is also not a kasha. Ha bechite. This is referring to wheat. Ha banama, and this is referring to bread. Meaning chitim, which became chametz. They have to be crushed up before we get thrown into the sea. But with regards to namak, with regards to bread, that's not wheat, that's just bread. You can throw that into the sea, it's going to break up all by itself. And Be'ez Hashem Yisbarach, we will continue with the Mishnah tomorrow. Everybody should have a wonderful day and a freilich and chai elu.